Right. I'll follow you back in a bit, mate. Or can you give us a ring in 10 minutes? You just film it. They've come down to her now. She needs this film. Oh, all right, mate.
You understand
All right, lad.
to film it to prove of receipt.
That's fine, it's fine.
All right, Simon.
You're going to give me something?
See you, mate. Ta-da.
Appellate's notice. I filed an appeal to the RCJ for my daughter
Okay.
to revoke the placement order.
Right.
I am also filing a policy breach against the police because the police and social services when my daughter was 3 days old.
Well, to raise your voice, just I'm just
I'm not got.
Sore throat.
When she was 3 days old, as you know, the police got a PPO order on Amelia.
I don't know anything about your case or that. I genuinely.
I have spoken to you before when I've been here with Danielle.
Oh no, I've seen it before. I know.
Oh, on the system. When my daughter was born, 8 hours old, midwife nurse took her to another room on her own. Now, she brought her back, same as bruises. I had witnesses proof and I couldn't even get out of bed. I was still dripped up. 3 days old.
So just forgive me. So who does this need to go to? You're serving this on the council. I'll need to pass it on to somebody, the right person to get it. So just can you just explain what this is?
This is the appellant's notice because I have filed an appeal against Salford City Council. So now that this is done, they can no longer try and match my daughter with potential adopters.
Raise your voice.
I'm doing it so as my video hears me.
That's okay, I'm more than happy to pass it on to the right person.
But I'm also going to be explaining why I'm doing it. Because at 3 days old, when the police come in with social services and put a PPO out on her while she was in NICU, they failed to one, check the CCTV footage in the hospital, which would have proved I was telling the truth. Two, speak to me and a dad first, they went off what the social worker was saying instead. Now I've got, attached to this, they will see emails from Sodexo, which is the security team at St Mary's. Now I didn't know there were security cameras on there until recently. Well, the midwives, police and social services did. After 30 days, they have to overwrite it.
Are you alright there? You've been sorted?
So, by the end of April 2018, the handheld copy that could have been handed over was gone. So now Salford is going to have to pull all the hard drives from St Mary's to get that footage back.
Okay.
Because the midwife went into my daughter's trial and lied under oath, said I was in the room with her, which then meant the judge pinned the bruising on me. And it's in my judgment where the judge prefers the midwife's statement to me and my witnesses.
Okay. No, I understand what you're saying.
Now,
obviously,
I know.
I can't comment on that because I'm nothing to
I know
do
you
with
can't
that
because
side
you
of
weren't
it.
involved in it, which I've said this to you before.
No, you have, and I'm more than happy to
However,
say
this is
that.
not the only thing I wanted you for.
Oh no, go on, fine. Fire away.
Right. I've been trying to get hold of someone who's taken over Amelia's case because the new social worker they did allocate her to, we had mutual friends with, but they buggered up. They didn't do the full checks. Because when they look back, right, my dad went to prison when I was 15 for something.
Right.
But the person that he did it to, I'm not going to go into details of that case, but their daughter and her family have had a target on mine and my kids' heads for years. But this social worker has connections to that person. Them details of where my children live, including my daughter who lives with her father, my daughter who's adopted, get to that side, get to them people, it's too late.
Is all that set out within?
That's not anything.
Well, I think
I only found this out after I'd filed.
No, it's fine. I think it'd be helpful then if you want that obviously to be looked at, which I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
do.
I have actually
just let me finish. So I think I can pass that on with pleasure. But also, what you're saying now, like this, in terms of the allegation, if you could put that in writing, you can come back in here, let me have that, and I'll make sure that's gone.
Right. Well, if you would have let me finish,
no,
I could
okay.
have got to that
yeah,
bit.
Go on.
I've got recorded phone calls. When I phoned up on the 13th of September, when I received the letter stating who she was, I was assured by management that Caris Leach,
Sorry, who's management in this case?
black team,
In the city council.
yes.
Okay.
They had assured me that she'd only just been handed the file and hadn't even looked into it, and they were going to reallocate. Said I'd get a phone call back on the Monday morning. Didn't get a phone call back.
So do you have a name of somebody who you spoke to there, or you've been communicating?
Sorry, not the 13th of September. It was 2 weeks ago this Friday.
Okay, sorry. It just helps me in terms of tracking down the right person to speak to.
I spoke to so many different people, but that's why it's all recorded.
Okay, but do you have a name who you can pass to me who you spoke to about that particular allegation you just made?
That's what I mean. There was 9 times out of 10 when they're answering that phone, they don't even give the name.
No.
And they should.
I mean, just for us, and I'm sure you know how it works in
on
the
the
council.
Monday.
Go on, you finish.
On the Monday, I phoned up whilst I was sat with my dad doing the appeal forms, and they told me again, reallocate. She's not looked at the forms, you don't need to worry. Goes to see my daughter on Wednesday at contact, finds out from the foster carer that the week before, the new social worker had been out to see her. That's a couple of days before I got the letter, and before I was assured on a recorded call that she'd not even looked at the file. And
this is the same person you were worried about. Okay, so
But I spoke to Pam or something beginning of last week and explained it to her, and she was like, oh well, due to policies they're not allowed to give this information out, but you can't guarantee that information is not going to get out. And I tried to explain to her what will happen if that information gets out. My children now need moving, all of them, including the 2 that ain't in the system. And she turned around and she said, I even asked her to put it in writing that about the policies, and she won't put it in writing. She said to me, right, we'll get back, new social worker that gets allocated will be allocated in the next 24 hours. So by the end of last Tuesday, it should have been done. We'll get back to you. We're on, what, Wednesday now? Okay. Over a week later, nothing back. I also spoke to her, because she wasn't taking it seriously and how bad this was. Because I said to her, well, what about my daughter who lives with her dad because she's no longer in the system, but the address is on the system. I don't even have the address. She went, we don't bother about the siblings that are not under the system no more. So she hung my daughter out to dry. What does that say for my adopted daughter that's in London?
Can you just ask, sorry, what's your name?
Samantha Neary.
Samantha, right. Just in terms of what you're saying there to me now, I need something. So obviously I'm not working that section of the council, but I need something from you that makes the arrangement.
I will be putting it all in writing.
So by all means, because you know me now, if you want to bring it back here, give it to me.
I will be doing it in writing over the next couple of days.
I accept what you're saying. Somebody needs to come back to you and give you a response. I can't comment on the detail.
No, I know that.
Taking you your word, I can understand you need somebody to come back.
Also, because obviously she's saying to me, you know, oh, if you hear anything, report it to us. Well, they're not in my care. Someone follows my kids home from school or someone hurts them, I'm not going to know. You don't know who you're looking for. I know who they're looking for. They don't. But they get hold of my kids, it's too late.
Okay, no,
I don't want to be getting a phone call telling me one of my kids is dead. It's not like when I found out in March on a public post that one of my daughters had tried to commit suicide.
Just because we're in a public place, maybe not the best place to talk about some of these
no.
things. If we need to, we'll take them in a different room. But just
this is what I mean.
What I'm trying to do is if I can take this away, give it to the right people. You're obviously appealing this, I understand that. But well, I think this other matter that you obviously
there's also another one.
Are you able to just set these things out in writing for me?
Yeah, no, I will. I'll do that.
Absolutely. You need to get somebody to come back.
Yeah, no. The other thing is because I know Curtis Chapman's left. I know why he's left as well.
I don't know the chap.
He was the social worker for Lucy and Lucas, and 2 of the other kids. Their new social workers took over. That's Taps. But, I asked for confirmation on something because Lucy's foster carers had booked a holiday from the 22nd of August to the 5th of September, which meant she was missing the first 3 days of high school. She only started high school this year. Now, it's not the first time they've took her out of school for a holiday. Now, this was another thing I had out with Pam on the phone, Pam or Pat or whatever her name is. And I said if she was at home and I took her out of school for a holiday, I'd get done for it. Unless it's extreme circumstances, like a family celebration or a funeral or something like that, it's illegal. You do get prosecuted for it. And I was more peeved at the fact it was those first few days of high school, the most important days of high school ever. And she was like, well, it's school's discretion, blah, blah, blah. I went, it's not school's discretion no more. It hasn't been that for years, sweetheart. It hasn't been since my kids were at home.
I think without cutting you short.
No, well, I asked her to speak to their social worker and the manager. She'd do all that on the Tuesday last week, and then they'd ring me.
No, the point is nobody's getting back to you. I get it.
But I did warn her. I went, I will be at your office, and I will kick up a stink. And obviously, we already had this planned for months by the camp out that was here at the weekend.
Yes.
And we will be back every day.
No, that's fine. I mean, you know the score
At the end
there. We're more than happy for you to peacefully protest as long as that's what you do. So that's no problem for us. I mean, the camp was, but peaceful protest, that's absolutely
But you know what, the police and the whoever was here at the weekend in the council had no issues with us over the weekend.
That's not true, but never mind.
But,
we wouldn't have done what we did yesterday.
Peter, the assistant director, I went to speak to him on Monday morning.
That's me.
Is it you?
Yeah, it's me.
You want to speak to me?
No, I came out to tell you that we weren't happy with your campaign.
No, but then I come over and you walked away from me.
No, I didn't at all.
You were talking to the other one, but then when I come over, you walked away from me.
No, I didn't talk to anybody. I said I was just coming to explain to you the
I know,
situation.
after you'd done that, I was coming over, and I was about to say something. You walked up from me.
It was to ask you to move, which you didn't want to do, and then I said that the bailiffs will come and speak to you and explain what's going to happen next. So, you know, that was where we stood there, but I didn't ignore you. I wouldn't do that.
That's the way you looked and seemed, so obviously.
I don't
But yeah, no,
ignore people.
but that's neither in or there. It was.
All right, but listen, so I'll make sure this gets to the right place, and thanks for bringing it in. I think then I need to get, if you want me to take up this other thing, if you can write down all these allegations you just made and your concerns, I'll make sure the person gets to it.
There is something that I do need of social services, and I need it today. I need proof of life of Scarlett and Katie.
I don't know what that means, but again,
Right.
that bit I can remember,
Right.
I can take back.
Right.
But the other
What
stuff,
what it is.
just let me finish. The other bit, because we'll go around in circles otherwise, you need to write that
Yeah,
down
no, I will
as soon
do.
as you can, and then I can get it to the right person, and I can push to get you that response you're asking
Yeah,
for.
no, I
Because I know
will
one
do.
of the reasons you're here, and I know it's happened before, is that people say, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, that
Say one thing,
you're not
but
getting a
don't.
response to the questions you're asking, and you know you deserve to get that response.
You know what's made it worse? Sunday, an adoptive child come forward explaining the abuse she was suffering from her adoptive parents. We took her to the police station. We said nothing, and we've not seen her since. And
Didn't know that.
on Monday, there was 2 social workers out there accusing us of harbouring a minor on the camp, which we wasn't. We've had house searches, the lot. Now, because of what happened to that child in an adoptive placement, my daughter Scarlett's adopted. I've had no pictures of her since she was 4.5, she's nearly 9. Yes, I get letterbox, but anyone could be writing them letters. I want photographic proof that my daughter's alive today.
I'll have to leave that for the social workers, you know, because I don't know the process.
She's not under any social worker, she's adopted.
No, well, I don't know. Well, social workers will have organised that, won't they?
No.
Who will have done that then?
I was supposed to have a review 3 months after the adoption hearings in 2016 about the pictures, you know, because I put everything public in 2015 because of what they did and the way they did it. And that review never happened.
Okay, listen, it's not my area. of
No,
expertise,
but I don't.
But again, if you can add it to that list of things you obviously.
No, but this is what
concerned
this is what I mean.
I can get somebody to have a look at that, and then they'll tell you what they
It's
can
not
and
looking
can't
at it.
do.
I want proof of
No,
life.
but I can't.
I know, but the
I
adoption team can.
I can't help you, but if you can set it out.
And Katie,
But you need to make that.
Katie's living with her
You
dad.
need to make that formal
No,
request,
that
and
Kate,
then they'll tell you what they can and can't do.
I'm not waiting 40 days for that.
No, I'm not asking you to. I'm saying
Kate.
if you today can bring something back to me with all your questions and your concerns, I'll make sure it's passed on, and I'm sure they'll deal with it as quickly as they possibly can. But I need you to put something.
My
Cause I can't remember everything you've told me,
Right.
and I'm not
Right.
filming it, so I'm not able to
My daughter-
pass that on.
Right, my daughter Katie lives with her dad. Everyone knows I have a court order to see her unsupervised. Everyone knows I went through private proceedings. Everyone knows that I found out in Amelia's court proceedings that he concealed a hell of a lot of stuff from social services. Now, I've not seen her in over 2 years. Here has the address. I know a social worker in here can get the father to email a picture through to prove she's alive.
I'll have to refer that to them. What they can and can't do, I'll have to defer to them. But
Oh.
they will be able to tell you what they are able
I have
to
joint
do,
PR
not able
over
to do.
Katie, so I either get this information
it's
from social
pointless.
services or I go to the schools.
I'm obviously listening, but it's pointless you telling me this guy. I can't do anything about it. What I need is you put it in writing, and I'll make sure they get it, and then they can respond to you as quickly as they need to. And if they've been ignoring you on other things that legitimately they should be saying, you've got every right to complain about that. So if you can send it out, bring it back, I'll make sure they get it. But just tell me this one you mentioned earlier, is threat of life. What do you say?
On all 6 of my kids, technically.
So just explain that to me again. So that bit worries me. So I can remember that and do something about it.
End the live feed now because obviously we've got proof it's been served.
Finish it.
Yeah, finish the live feed.